In this video, I'll share with you why there are going to be very tough times ahead for Indians, and Indians specifically, okay? This is not any other nationality or any other country. I'm talking of Indians, India, but specifically Indians. And you can comment down below and let me know, what do you think? See, now, generally when you speak to any Indian who is living in India, and if you criticize or you say something that they may not like or portrays India in a negative light, automatically they get defensive, and I understand that because, you know, the nationalistic pride is there. You know, this is my country, you know, what about your country? And or you're talking of the imperfections here, what about yours? Like, for example, anything. If you talk of crime, corruption, rape, poverty, they'll say, oh, it is also happening in this country, that country. Okay. But this problem, what I'm going to speak to you about, no Indian can deny, and no Indian can, compare to any other country. And that is the problems Indians will face because India's population is going to become the highest, or is already become the highest in the world. Now automatically you'll ask me, so if India's population is the highest in the world, so what is there? We are becoming a superpower. Indians are going to be everywhere. We are going to rule the world. Yeah, all that sounds very nice. We're going to have every second person as an Indian, and Indians are going to be everywhere, and India will be a superpower. But I'll give you the problems what you're not thinking about. Okay. See, now when India is a small country. India is not a very big country in terms of land size. So if suppose, to give you an idea, a simple idea. Let's say I have a single room where 10 people can stay comfortably. Say a slightly big room where 10 people can sleep comfortably with beds. Okay? Now all of a sudden I decided that these 10 people who are renting that room, I say, okay, now take 12. So place becomes a little congested. Then I say, okay, after a few months, take 15. Becomes even more congested. And then if I say take 20, now it becomes terrible, right? And then imagine if from 20 I say 30, then becomes unbearable. Now imagine I only said a room. Now think about if with that room I give toilet facility. You have a single bathroom. For 10 people maybe it is okay. Maybe I can have 2, 3. Say I have 2 toilets and bathrooms. 2 people, for 10 people it's okay. But when you increase it to 15 people, it becomes really inconvenient. When you make it 20, then it's like, people might stand in line. And then when you increase to a certain level, then it doesn't become practical anymore. In the same way, India offers certain facilities. For example, trains. As of now, if you see the trains, do you know how much of rush is there just to go from one place to another? Forget trains, traffic jams. Think about any single facility that people are using. It's so crowded. How many motorcycles? How many people walking? You know, sometimes when you talk of India, you cannot go any place without there being so many people who are just, you literally bump into people, man. And then imagine if they offer facilities like toilets or restaurants. I mean, it becomes crazy. Now, here's a part which you have not thought about. Jobs. Suppose there were 10 jobs and there are 10 candidates. Each candidate can at least get 1 job. Now, if you have 10 jobs and 20 candidates, you'll be competing with one, and 50% will be unemployed. But now, if you have 10 jobs and 100 candidates, one will get a job, 9 will be without a job. Now, just imagine if there were 1,000 candidates. See, why so many people in India are unemployed or not being paid very high salaries? Because there is enough and more supply. You want to work, yes or no? And if you say, no, sir, salary is too low, they'll ask the next guy. And the next guy might say, okay, fine, how much are you offering? If you want 10, and he says, I'll offer you 8, take it or leave it. That guy might think to himself, see, at least I'll get 8. Others I'll get nothing. Okay, I'll take 8. Maybe you'll get another guy who will say, okay, sir, you give me 7. Since he's taking 8, you give me 7, but give me the job. So now you see, because there is oversupply, man. When you have too many people ready, the guy who stands up for himself gets unemployed. And then what do? In the end, the people who are without a job, can they stay in India? No. They go abroad. And now you have the oversupply, the spillover that comes to other countries. And then, do you think it looks good when you see how many people standing in line unemployed from one particular country? Do you think that gives a good impression? See, when there is oversupply, it always creates a bad impression. Like, for example, a Rolls Royce, you don't see every day. So when you see a Rolls Royce, wow. When you see a Rolex, wow. When you see a gold-plated something big, it's wow. But if you were to see an ordinary car like a Toyota or a cycle or a normal person, there's nothing wow. Always remember, when there's scarcity of something, there is more value. When there's oversupply, there is no value. It becomes cheap. And sad to say, Indians, because of the number of Indians, that is why, even in Thailand, when you come, where are you from? India. India. That is the reaction they give. And I'm not saying this out of disrespect. It's a fact. Because out of maybe 10 tourists, one may be classy. One may be okay. The rest 8 may be really third class. And then what happens is, these people who don't know how to behave, they spoil the name of everyone else, man. Now, it's come to a point where the market has realized, because of this globally interconnected social media, internet world, you want labor supply, you want workers. India, man. So many unemployed people there. Now I know what you will say now. Oh, you can't get quality. Well, let me answer by telling you, if you search hard enough, there will be someone of quality but low self-esteem with a sense of urgency who will be ready to work for cheap. That's the reality of the market, man. And let me burst your bubble by telling you this. Some of the worst employers are our Indians only. Our Indians know India, so they are like, hell with this guy. I'll get someone cheaper from my village. What can you do? That's a reality. And then on top of that, I'll tell you the other problems that you'll face, that India, or rather Indians, will face. The quality of education is still outdated. It is prehistoric. It is before the internet era, before the social media era. India still values memorization out of texts. Memorization. You get marks for memorization. Why do you need to memorize when was the war with Aurangzeb, when was Akbar born, when the Mughal Empire, the dynasty, or this is a plateau, this is a plain chemical formula? Why do you need to memorize all this? I'm asking a very simple thing. Yes, education is important, don't get me wrong. But how is memorizing all this going to help you? And there you have a teacher who, the poor thing, gets paid peanuts. He's in a classroom filled with 60, 70, even 100 students. You think he's bothered about making sure that he wants everyone to understand the topic, or you think he's more interested in just completing the syllabus and achieving his target? Oh, there were 10 chapters I finished in 10 classes, finish. He doesn't give a damn whether you follow, don't follow. And even if he had good intentions, how can one person manage 100 people in a class, man? I studied in St. Xavier's boys' school, Villa Parle, that was in Mumbai during the Gulf War for a period of, I think, 8 months. You know, in Dubai, I had 28 to 30 people in a class. But when I went to India, there were 60 to 70 people in one class. Some classes, there were 100, 120. And we were like, packed like guys in a sardine can. And they accepted more students because they're getting more revenue. Why not? Who is going to keep a ceiling on how many students are there in a class? And you think the teacher is interested? Teacher doesn't give a damn, man. In fact, some of the teachers will say, okay, come for extra classes, pay me privately. So the education system is outdated. And then you have all these Baiju and all these extra classes taking undue advantage, promising you the sun, moon and stars, that your career will be this and that. You'll get in USA, you'll get in Google, you'll get in Microsoft. They lie to you with the skin of their teeth. And people, poor parents, they fall for all this. They think, oh, maybe they're telling the truth. And then by the time the student, let's say the child, graduates from the class, now he has a degree, he doesn't know what to do. Oh, I have a business degree. Okay, sir, I would like to apply for the job. They'll ask you, what is your experience? No, sir, I have a degree. For what? Get out. So now what do you do? And then you realize when you go into the real world, shit, the degree nobody values. What are they valuing? Communication skills, English, English communication skills, or sales skills, networking skills, businessman, how to, money management or ability to expand a business. None of it which you know. And then you go online and you check all these courses and Python and Java and I don't know if it is Java now or whatever. My days there was C++ and all that, or software and all that. And then you realize, shish, this also people, it's for free. Everyone is reading it. Where will I sell my services? You try to study Photoshop, Illustrator. Then you go to these ClickFunnels and they tell you, oh, you can be a coach and take a photograph wearing a suit and say, I'm a SEO guy, I'm a marketing agency, I'll help you earn 7-figure income, fake it till you make it. And you get all these coaches and gurus who tell you, you will earn a 7-figure income, join my course for $47, $97, and then they trick you to paying more money. Then you end up being so lost. You don't know what to do. Oh, I'll invest in the stock market. I'll play with the stocks. Oh, I'll try cryptocurrencies. People are running helter-skelter just to survive. What do you do, man? And then when you go abroad, oh, you're from India. People make fun of your accent. People make fun of where you came from. Oh, you left your country and came here. What do you do? See, all these problems the coming generation is going to face. Already people are facing. It's going to get even worse. And I don't think our Indians are being trained what to do. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to sell themselves. They think by chatting and typing and talking big with their friends and putting smart comments and, oh, I'm smart. No, in the real world, you're nothing and nobody, man. Nobody gives a damn about you. They think they are smarter than the system. They think, oh, this free online course, I'll learn this and I'll market and I'll convince and I'll... You can't fool anyone. If you're unable to fool your own people in your family, your friends, the society that you stay, you can't fool them because they know you in and out. What are you going to do? You think people outside are dumb? And now on top of all this, you have new softwares like that Chat GPT and OpenAI software, and artificial intelligence is gaining momentum. Now they don't need copywriters. Some places they don't need programmers. Some places they don't need hackers. They don't need designers. More and more Indians are going to lose their jobs because Indians are at least good at all this. Now what do you do? Now what do you study? Now what do you train? Your poor parents saved all their money to put you into something. And here's another thing. Parents save 10, 20 years of their savings, of their life, to put you as a doctor or an engineer or a nurse or something, only for you to realize every year 100,000, 500,000 engineers, 500,000 doctors, 500,000 this thing from India are graduating. Now, where are 500,000 jobs? And then you have fake universities. Then you have universities that are not recognized. You spend 4 to 6 years or 10 years only to realize, oh, this university has no value. I go to Canada, they don't value it. I go to USA, they don't value it. And then for the people who run to Canada and USA and study, there also you face fraudsters that also run by Indians. There are campuses that actually sell you fake dreams of going to Canada and UK and studying there. And once you land there, they're giving you such third-class education. You can see a documentary I saw from a Canadian channel. These students from Punjab who are going there, they take, the poor parents are farmers. They take 10, 20 years of their savings, or they sell their land, their cows, and they send the children there only to realize, when they go there, they're giving some online classes which are worthless. And they realize the institute that is not recognized. See, this is the problem of overpopulation. If currently the problem has not impacted you, don't be under the mistaken assumption, nothing will happen here. No, I'm sorry. It'll affect everyone, like dominoes. You think for a minute, I'm overly confident, nothing is going to happen. No, man. The problem is going to spill over everywhere. When it affects one person, it's like a virus. It impacted one person, another person, another person, another person. If they give you simple business common sense. If I have money and I spend in a restaurant, the restaurant person makes some revenue. And then I go to a coffee shop, I spend money. The coffee shop makes some revenue. And then I go, take my scooter, fill petrol. The guy who runs a petrol station makes some money. But now if I lose my job, I don't go to a restaurant to eat food. I don't go to a restaurant to eat food. I don't go to a coffee shop to have coffee. I don't fill up petrol because I sit at home. Now they will miss the revenue of that one person, that is me. Multiply this into 10. You think it doesn't affect? See what happened during COVID. I'm telling you, as an Indian, if you have an Indian passport, it's going to impact you. And I know many of you will think, I better run to Canada, UK, USA, I'll change my passport. That will not solve the problem for your generation. You'll still be identified as a second-class citizen. See what is happening in the UK. They will identify you as, he's Indian. He has a passport, but he's Indian. Maybe the next generation, see, Rishi Sunak, he's a UK citizen, but people still identify him as Indian origin. You cannot change. If your name is Rama Kumara Swamy, that sounds American to you? Come on, man. Me with all these tattoos, my name being Loy Machedo. People ask, where are you from? Tell them Indian passport. Oh, Indian. Even though nothing about me matches the Indian style. I'm not saying this as a matter of pride. Oh, India, yuck. No. I'm giving you facts. I don't look, I don't act, I don't behave. Yeah, maybe my purchasing patterns or bargaining or whatever, fine. Roots are always in my accent. Because I was born and raised with the Indian family. But even why I'm telling you this example is, people still categorize me, oh, Indian. Even my daughter, she's born Thai, she has a Thai passport. They say, she looks Indian. That tag will never go. And that in turn, people always like to be rude. They like to be callous. They like to be disrespectful. Oh, India. And when you have oversupply, remember the value goes down even more. I'm telling you this, the overpopulation thing is going to be a massive disaster for Indians, not for India. Yeah, India will be a superpower. Yeah, they'll send the rocket to the moon and all that. You think by sending rocket to the moon, you are going to get 1 million in your bank account, your career is going to be stable, your family is going to enjoy the perks and benefits of going to the moon. Keep dreaming on, man. End of the day, each one is to himself. Survival of the fittest. And if you don't know how to survive, you're in for trouble. And now in India, it's becoming very, very hard. Very hard. In fact, being identified as an Indian itself is becoming a challenge. And with this population crisis, that's going to multiply thousands of times over. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Feel free to comment down below and let me know what are your thoughts. Good, bad, ugly. It's me signing off. You guys take care.